Hey everybody, I wanted to discuss today getting rid of toxic people in your life. And I know sometimes it's easier said than done, especially if they tend to be like an acquaintance or something that you didn't really care for. It's easier to just distance yourself and never talk to them again. But like family and friends, it's a little harder. I've had so many people in and out of my life, and I'm sure everybody out there has. And there's going to be people that are going to be real and true to you, and then there's people that are just they're going to be very fake. They're going to charm their way into your life and then just be a totally different person once you get to know them. And you start off as a child like trying to make friends, and you get into middle school and high school, and it's like everybody has their own little clique and everybody's wanting to be popular, and you really try your hardest to make friends, especially in middle school. It's a very it's a transitional phase. You're going into puberty and it's a very awkward stage. But like even on Facebook, everybody's always like, "Oh, how many friends do you have?" And it's always a popularity contest. And honestly, it doesn't matter how many friends you have on a social media platform. You cannot tell me that, like, sometimes I've seen my friends list and they have like 1,000 friends, and it's like, you don't keep up with 1,000 people. Like, there's just no way. And you can't say that 1,000 people are really gonna be there for you when you need them the most. So I don't have many friends on Facebook. I'm very selective on who I request or who I choose that requests me. Same thing goes for Snapchat. It's like I vet people kind of in my own way. And sorry, it's kind of dark in here. And anyways, I have had friends that I do not do well with bossy people, and I have had friends that I've had to just distance myself from. I did at one point have a friend that I kind of distanced myself from her, and then she kind of stalked me a little, and it was kind of weird and creepy. And obviously, we're not friends anymore. One of my tooth looks shiny. Anyways, I want to come on here and tell you guys that you don't have to deal with people that are toxic in your life. And I feel like, again, like I said, in school, you want to be popular and you want people to like you. But as you get older, it's like it doesn't matter as much, and you're not going to put up with people's shit. And I'm a type of person, I'm not a type of person that looks for drama. Drama kind of follows me. Like, my life can be super chaotic at times, and I wish I didn't have to deal with as much drama as I have. I can't control it though. Like, my ex and his wife are a huge part. Well, not a huge part, but like most of it, because I share a son with my ex. I wish I didn't have to deal with him. I kind of like that as my son gets older, I deal with them less. But that's a toxic, that's a negative. Besides, my son's never negative, but like, my relationship with them is a huge toxic part in my life that I think I do pretty well distancing myself from. Like, I admire people that can get along with their ex after the fact. That's awesome, especially when you have kids. It's easier for the kids. Believe me, I've tried. I've tried so hard. And they are people that I try to distance myself as much as I can. I try less communication, the better. Only time I talk with them or talk with my ex, because that's who I really should be talking to. And that's the only person I want to talk to about my child. Yeah, less communication, the better. The only time I talk to him is about my son, Jake. I do have certain family members that, on both sides of my parents, actually a lot of like my aunts and uncles and cousins, I don't really like. It was really hard growing up because there was always drama, and my mom never wanted us to be a part of that, which I'm glad she was able to do that. At the same time, it would have been nice to have family around more when we were little, but my family tends to be kind of dysfunctional and everybody likes to argue. Like on my mom's side, they hold grudges, so they fight and then nobody wants to talk to each other because they're still mad about whatever we even fought about so long ago that nobody even remembers anymore. And then on my dad's side, I feel like everybody talks behind each other's back and they're just hypocrites to each other's faces. Like, it's just kind of, oh, hey, how are you? And then, oh, can you believe that this and this and this? Like, why don't we say what we think to each other? Like, why are we going to gossip or spread rumors, or why don't we actually talk to each other? So it's always been kind of crazy. And I've never really been like close with family. And I love that about other people that I get to meet, is that they're close with their family. I have a friend that is, I get so jealous because he's so close with it. Oh my God. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And I admire that they all get along. And I'm sure they don't always, like, they're not perfect. I'm sure they have their struggles, but it's just nice to see a family that gets along and then they can get over like their grudges with each other. But there are times where, like, my circle of friends is very small and sometimes I get sad, and not that I want a whole bunch of like friends. I'd rather have a little bit of friends that are real than a whole bunch of fake people. But everybody says, oh, you really know who's a friend when you really need them. And it's true. Like, you can tell when people actually care about you, when they make it a point to be there for you when you're going through the hardest time of your life. They make it a point and dedicate themselves to ask how you are, or to remember, or to just keep in contact, whether it be once a week or once a month or something, or every other day. Like, I know people get busy in their lives, and I'm not saying that they're lying, but I feel like if you can get on Facebook and be on it all day, you can send a quick text. I mean, it doesn't even have to be a phone call. But there are people in your life that will literally just be there for you because they want stuff in return. And I've had a lot of that in my life. They will use you to get whatever they can out of you. They will manipulate you. They will ask for favors and never want to do anything for you in return. They will take advantage and take you for granted, and they will suck the life and energy out of you. And it's not worth it. And then they're the first people that, when you're doing well and you're successful, they will be the first ones envious of you and kind of upset that why hasn't that happened to me, or like not be happy for you at all. And they should be the ones in your corner clapping the loudest for you. You know, they should be the ones that are going to be there for you to support you. And I think it's amazing when someone's having something good in their life happening. Like, that's awesome. And I am so for any positivity that anybody has in their life. And I just wish more people would give that back. I am the type of person that likes genuine people. Like, I usually can tell, I kind of have like this vibe thing. Like, I can tell if I'm in a vibe with someone. And like my clients, I have, like, when they say trust your gut instinct, it's true. Like, most of my clients I vibe really well with. There have been a couple where I'm like, I don't think this is going to work. But it's okay, you know, not everybody vibes together. Not everybody has a, like a connection with each other. But I know there's a lot of people out there that think that because you're related by blood, you have to continue having people in your life that are negative, and that's not true. When it's like a sibling or a parent, it is hard. Like, I get that. It's not like you have to cut them out of your life. You just have to distance yourself a little bit, not share with them as much as you're used to. And it's hard. Believe me, it's hard. There are certain people that I can't really cut ties with, but I limit, like, the time I spend with them or the time I talk with them. I already have stuff in my life that I can't really run away from. Like I said, my son's dad and stuff. So I don't need more chaos. So when someone comes into my life, and I'm not saying that I don't want to have people in my life that have their own baggage. Like, I'm always the type of friend that has a listening ear, and I'm always letting people know that I'm there for them. Especially when I notice that they could use somebody in their corner. I'm a very empathetic person, and I think sometimes people take advantage of that. But I don't want someone that's going to bring their drama and their baggage and add it to what I've got going on. So, like, I try not to do that with people. Like, if they genuinely want to know what's going on with me, you know, I'll talk to them and like let them in to my life, but I'm never asking like for anything in return, or, you know, just as long as I can vent, that's enough for me. I don't need someone to do stuff for me. And again, I don't mind doing stuff for people, but it's a give and take. It's not, I'm going to take, and I'm going to drain you from all your positivity and then get nothing in return. So you're just getting their negative energy back. And I have a tendency to have that in my relationships. In my last marriage that I was in and the marriage that I'm in now, I tend to be a huge giver, and I don't feel like I get in return as much as I would like. And it just, I tend to, and it's really hard to not give. Like, there's times where I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop being that person that's always there for people. And my therapist has told me, don't ever stop being who you really truly are. Even if that means like someone wants to be the jerk that they are, don't stop being who you are, because it's not easy for me. Like, I have the hardest time doing that. And it's probably because, like she said, don't stop doing you. Like, you are the way you are. Don't change because someone's going to make you change because of how they're treating you. So And I don't try to do it out of spite or being vengeful or anything. I just want to put my foot down. I need to have a backbone sometimes. And I just want you guys to not I don't want you to have to put up with shit from people. And like, I definitely don't put up with shit from people more now than when I was in middle school. Because obviously, if I would have had a bigger mouth in middle school, I wouldn't have been bullied. And I mean, I wish I would have been more outspoken, but it has taught me a lot now. And I am thankful for the fact that it was a lesson learned. And I just don't want you guys to feel like you're stuck with people in your life because you've known them for a very long time. So if they're like a friend or if you're in a relationship, I sometimes feel stuck now. And it's not a good feeling, and it's a negative feeling, and I hate feeling like that. And honestly, for me, I'd rather be without. I want a real, genuine person. I want real, genuine people in my life. So if that's not going to be that, if it's not going to be like that, then I'd rather just be by myself. Like, I'd rather just be alone. And it's kind of lonely sometimes, but it's like, I don't want fake people. Like, I don't want to be surrounded by that. And I just don't choose to have that in my life. And I just, you got to be more selective when choosing certain people, because I have been backstabbed by so many in so many different ways, and ones that I was really disappointed that it happened because I really cared for them. And I don't know, sometimes people will pull the wool over your eyes and completely surprise you on how they can be. And that's happened to me one too many times. So just be careful. Surround yourself with positive people, people who want to see you succeed, people who are going to be there for you always. You can usually tell people that really care about you. Actions speak louder than words. I know that is a huge quote, a huge saying, but it's so true. People can run their mouth, all the time. That doesn't mean that they're going to actually go through the steps. The people that are actually doing it, those are the ones that you want on your side. The ones that are really showing you to be there for you and to care for you and love you. So my message basically, and my point is, don't put up with people's shit. Especially as you get older, it's not worth it. There are people that are real, that are gonna be there for you truly. And just the drama is just, I love my brother. One of my brothers loves to say, oh, I don't want to deal with the drama, but he's like basically the first one with drama. So I don't know. And don't, if you see somebody that looks like they have a lot of baggage in their life, don't jump to conclusions. They might have a lot of baggage in their life, but that doesn't mean that they're not a good person and that they're not someone that you can trust. That's another thing that I have a huge problem with, is I don't trust easily. Probably because I've had my heart broken a lot. But there are people out there, I'm one of them, that has a lot of baggage. But I don't want people to just like, oh, she's got all that going on. I don't want to deal with that. Again, I'm not someone that puts all my stuff on anybody, but I am a good friend. Sometimes I feel like I said, I'm a real big giver. Sometimes I feel like with certain people, I'm a better friend than they are to me. And I'm trying to look for the word that I'm trying to think of a word that don't think that because someone has got a lot going on in their life that they wouldn't be good in your life. Because I feel like sometimes people kind of stay away because they think, oh my gosh, she's got so much going on. Like, I'm always a hot mess. And I don't put my problems on people to try and like have them try to fix them. It would just be nice to have people listen to, what I got going on. Sometimes doesn't mean that they have to carry my burden for me, but it's like, I don't know. But do not put up with people's shit, basically, and take all that toxicity from people and get rid of it. Again, if it's certain people in your life that you like, parents, siblings, it doesn't mean you have to really cut them out of your life. Just distance yourself a little bit. Don't share with them as much as you usually would. And I don't know, do you make yourself happy? Look at things positively. Keep up with like, the positive thinking and everything. Don't let anybody put you down for what you're doing in your life, especially if it's a good thing. You want people in your life that are just going to be there to support you and be your number one fan. And just any toxic people that come into your life, and usually, you can tell. And if you can't tell right away, they will definitely show their true colors at a certain point. So once that happens, cut them out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share with someone that might need to hear this message. You're not alone. Like, we all feel like we're surrounded by, especially in this world now, the way it is. So if you feel like someone could really hear this, please pass it along. And I hope you guys liked it. Leave me any comments that you guys might have or any questions. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye.